love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't stop, just stop. Crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, just stop.
Screw that. We don't need the music anymore. It's okay. It's good enough. Let's get started. I'm very behind on schedule today. I'm so sorry for being late. I've been caught up with sessions today. Hello, everybody. From, of course, the long missing Gene. Gene now got Brad back. We need Brad back in here. Hello, John. Casey, of course. Howdy. Hello, Philippe there. Arnon, hi. Good to see you. Arnon's. Good to see you. Another guy who thinks his market is going to crash. I can't listen to these guys anymore, especially with the bad music. I apologize. Next time I put good music. I sing myself. I sing for you. I do lullaby. Hello, everybody. Leo, hello. Hi. Hi, everyone who's in the background. Everyone who was, I'm not aware that is in the background. Hello, Stonks. Smash the like, everyone. It's free. Not going to kill you. I promise. Let's get into things. Today we've done really not a lot. We've managed to open up a dumb gap that is another unnecessary thing. If most of us, of course, are hyper focused on the fact that this is very sideways, then very flat, I would then advise you to zoom out and kind of see how the thing is actually curving. It almost looks like this, right? You kind of need to be more attentive to things, and so we drop down, and in my humble opinion, it's going to be more of this sort of pocket behavior, like, right? So that's actually very normal, and we still are forecasting. So this is part of that corrective movement. We still are expecting, at least my humble opinion, we're expecting to close this. I should start saying I expect. So I expect this to get closed based on the analysis on the momentum. Potentially this to get closed. In other words, I'm expecting is the price action potentially to continue and move higher all the way to 5,800 and 40-ish, kind of where the gap is. Maybe some slippage, so let's call it 58.50, kind of. Probably that is potentially what how it may play out. Of course, closing the current gap. Everybody's worried about the gap below. Don't worry, we're gonna close it. We're gonna get to it soon, soon, soon. No pressure, no pressure at the moment. But let's go over the time frame so we can kind of see what is going on. And what's up, fellas? Yeah. So let's go over the time frame, see what's going on. We still have about 30 minutes for the price action to get locked for today, for the session to close. So we're going to skip the 1 minute because it doesn't matter. It's probably going to stay within the confines of this. It's going to be pretty funny. For in the last 10 minutes, we're going to get like power hour 10 minutes, we call them, right, Arnon? Last 10 minutes, market goes whoop. Wait, sorry. Market go whoop. Oh, really? I mean, what's up? Market can go like that, right? You just go bananas, whoop, like this. That was the whoop noises that I was doing, but yeah, you get the idea. We've seen this happen so many times, and it's not as abnormal as people may think. Everything to the moon. Got it. Going all in. Leveraged ETFs on margin. He didn't write, but leverage to the tits. Yes. That's how we go about it. That's how we go about the market. Stock options, and let's go, right? That's the market today. We are, ironically, I was actually expecting more of a bullish day today, but of course it's very gradual, and this just goes to emphasize how bearish the market really is and how the institutions are unloading in the bucket loads basically, and retail is still convinced that buy the dip, everything's going to be fine, the market is not going to drop, it's not going to be a recession. It's not like Donald Trump has a magic fairy powder in his pocket, and I gotta say, he's going aggressive, but he has to. The problems were cooked up for quite a long time. He has to be very aggressive to fix these problems. Some people are not realizing fixing some problems with solutions that are not necessarily correlated, and so he has to be more aggressive on some things that don't necessarily interpret very well for the actual problem at hand, but it does help solving another problem. It's like a puzzle, if you will. It's like almost like figure out the moving pieces, if you will, right? What we are seeing on the SPX is roughly what we've expected all along, and I was just talking about this. If you go watch the lives a couple of days ago, I was actually saying this, right? So the market will be moving up. The weird thing is that it's doing this very, very gradually, right? When I said moving up, I didn't mean this. I more so mean this, if anything, which is roughly around 5,800 and a bit, some slippage, sure, let's call it 58, whatever. It really stems from, if we're going to look at the current structure, so we had that downwards pressure movement, that's an actual wave. Now we have a corrective movement, which we have said, pardon me for that, we'll probably see correcting to these levels to the 5,700, which worked out perfectly, right? Another V for Greg, one Greg market zero. Please, I am so sorry about this. Of course, as I went live, this is, I get an episode. Of course, they're more tame now, as you can hear, I'm getting better. We still can get easily to 5,800. Of course, we're down right now and correcting upwards. And how does that play along with our momentum sort of overview, sorry. What is that? Market 200, Craig 1. You wish. Arnon, write it how it really is. Now I'm going to ban you for writing things like that. I'm not just going to take away your moderatorship, I'm going to ban you. Now write how it really is. Greg, how many? Well, market wins anyways, always. Market is always on top. Even if Greg is like, thousands on top. Very funny, Arnon, very funny. I don't accept jokes like that anymore. People really got me upset with these sort of nonsensical bullshit, and so yeah, that joke doesn't fly here anymore. Now, so what we're seeing on the hourly is lots of upwards pressure since we're kind of squeezing out that bearish momentum. Let's get confirmation for that. Well, we are overbought. Of course, we're bullish. That means bearish, dominant, and bullish area. And so that is kind of makes sense and explains why we're moving downwards, upwards around that resistance. So retesting the levels. Let's see if we have even further confirmation. Oh, below and behold, yes, we actually have on the daily chart, which kind of makes sense. If you look at this, we're roughly around the center. We're at 65 and 44.98. So we're basically about to close this distance into the 50, giving us a little bit more bullish momentum, finalizing this process that I've been expecting to see. And here is the confirmation for it. We still have bullish momentum. Moving us into roughly around 80. We'll see how the market behave then, whether that momentum will dissipate prior to breaking above the 80 or roughly around 80, which means if we start to break down at around 80 on the stochastic RSI, and conveniently we're located roughly, give or take, at the support resistance levels that I've mentioned, which will be again the ceiling or the floor of before. Now it becomes a ceiling basically as we're deteriorating slowly downwards, and so it's not going to be all that surprising if we're going to see these kind of meet and converge. And I'll be saying in a couple of weeks or whatever is going to happen that, yeah, look, we ran out, right? So this is it. This is that bullish momentum that we truly are expecting to move higher and reach about 5,800, as we said, and subsequently correlates very neatly to all the price action we've expected to see in the individual assets. When we're looking at Tesla, Tesla is the only one that's failing miserably, and that's because of, well, Elon. At the end of the day, it's more so Elon. There's some sort of backstage noises about upcoming numbers. We'll see. Of course, you see riots. People are kind of avoiding. The Tesla crowd is shrinking, right, if you will. And so we might see subsequent effects later down the line in the earnings reports and actual deliveries and orders and such. But we'll see how prolonged this will be. Of course, the administration, almost said Biden administration, the Trump administration does not F around and is very serious about this behavior and about people inciting this sort of narrative against Elon and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. So I think this will dissipate over time, but we gotta admit that this is relatively low. We're not low enough to not be able to correct back to 246 and still experience the channel as I've said we will. I know it's gonna look messy as all hell. God damn it, I really need to clean it up. At this point I might as well, considering the fact that I already explained this so many times. But I mean, later don't say I didn't say, right? Later don't say I didn't show that, right? I am saying that we could have had, or more so was expected to at least move around the channel of 333 and roughly around 256 or 246, whichever you want to call it, because 246 would be slippage from 256, so it don't really matter. Cool, call it 246 all the way to 333. And the problem is we've broken down so goddamn badly with Tesla that really it may appear that Tesla is developing a channel on the lower end, and lower than I thought we will. So we basically end up dropping a whole entire step lower. Normally, and as the price action was developing, I was expecting it to actually break back in and do the channel as expected, but so far, actually, it's been doing worse. Honestly, even I'm surprised, and that was not expected. This is far too rapid relative to the expectations I have, and this is not good for the 100 thesis, if you will. It makes it worse. But the thing is, I do believe that Tesla may be able to pull back up, at least testing the ranges of 300, maybe not as far as 333, maybe not going as far as this, but I do think we might as well be able to go to, or at least from this lows to testing 300 with the bullish momentum we're seeing on the individual indices. Individual. My brain went short circuit there. On the indices, right, on the major indices, and so subsequently with that very same play, with that very same momentum, it still may happen. Is it something that appears to be more probable? I don't know. Let's look at what the momentum is saying, and I gotta say, things ain't looking all too good for Tesla. Let's just hide all my drawings. They're gonna confuse the living bejesus out of even the best experts on the planet at this stage. I really need to clean it up. I'm just keeping that stuff so you guys can kind of, remember what it is that we said on the previous sessions. Maybe the drawings will remind you, right? Very good, very good. All right, so currently the momentum is very bearish. Let's acknowledge the fact that we are sitting at the bottom of the channel, the longer duration channel, right? The slow one, the one we've been in since, well, quite a long time. And you see right there, right? Pretty much since March 2020, right? Just kind of that's when we landed on this channel, if you will. Then we've penetrated it, moved along, scooted over to the right, because we don't really do it to the left. We just test. That's always to the right. One way or another, it's always to the right. And inconveniently, for people who don't want to acknowledge this, we're sitting at the bottom of that very same channel. Shit. I forgot. But anyway, and we're already having a bunch of bearish momentum. We're already bearish dominant, and we're in bearish territory, oversold in other words. And so our bearish momentum might even amplify from here on out, a telltale sign that we will be breaking further lower, even if we're testing higher. But this is bad. This is not looking good on the 4-hour for Tesla. Bearish momentum overtaking around the 80 range, the very same thing we just spoke about earlier. We are already sitting at the bottom of the channel, implying that we will have far more, probably, even if it's going to take some time to overturn, meaning some, dwelling around that bottom, sort of retesting it still. It appears to be the Tesla will be dropping lower, overturning soon and becoming more bearish, which is freaking insane. This is just insane. The level of bearish momentum is on Tesla is just insane. What you do have working out for you, might be working out for you, we'll see in a second, is on the weekly chart. You've been squeezing bearish for quite some time, right? Remember, that's where that hypothesis of the 300, 333 validation that still might work out is, because we've already been oversold for some time now, bearish actively. And so naturally, the market likes to retest certain things. But I gotta say, the monthly is still looking horrible. Horrible. Tesla's charts and all time frames that are on the medium to large scale looking so bad. In fact, at this stage, just for it not to break too low, I would be so happy if Tesla will actually pick up some of that bullish momentum coming from the indices, because damn it, it's looking very bad for Tesla. At least chart technical analysis wise, charting wise, and it may correct in the future, but it is starting to look very, very, very bad in that sense that even the 100 levels become questionable to the point where we may see even lower levels than 100, and significantly so, by the way, significantly so. Which is horrific. It's horrific. It's insane. I like Tesla. I don't want this to happen to Tesla. It is what it is, though. I have to acknowledge that it's very, very bad, though. All right. Let's acknowledge the chat a little bit, that I'm not missing out on stuff. You're more positive today regarding closing the gap. Look, no. I'm not more positive about it as much as I acknowledge the fact that we still might, but we also might get stuck at that 5,700 area. I mean, still, look, if we make it to 5,750, it's still 57. You see? So that's to Bedwars Gang there about her comment. Hamza. You know what? That's another thing. Like when was the last time we've tested Hamza? We're probably inbound for Hamza. There we go. Everybody was... John said everything here. John, you are correct. We are about to test the Hamza. Look, guys, I told you it's a very crucial and sort of level that every time we're going to be nearby it, we'll test, right? I see green market. Maybe I should check my eyesight. I don't know. You are colorblind. What you talk? You need to get a hearing aid for your color blindness. You need to get shampoo Head and Shoulders. I heard it fixes the caries on your teeth. You're just colorblind? No. Arnon, yes. Market 200, Greg 1. Motherfucker. God damn it. Arnon, next time you write something like this, I ban you from the channel altogether. God damn it. Greg 1 million, market -5. Don't make me curse at you. Should change. You yourself made Iron on. Write how much. No, God damn it! I cannot rely on you, goddamn asshole. Don't write anything. If you would have been the truth, if you wouldn't have been yanking my leg, and because now I'm gonna ask, you're gonna screw with me, you would have been able to write the real truth, how much money I've made you make, and help with my advice and knowledge, and also being modest and beautiful hair and all that, right? Me, not you. Okay, so he should undodge himself and go back to sending Teslas to Mars. Look, he does a great job. He does a great job. He finds corruption. He tackles difficult questions that people in the government will avoid, and he highlights various problems and does get the government working more efficiently, subsequently getting the country into a better state. In fact, I argue that the only reason Trump brought him about, he understood how bad the situation is in the US, that he needs somebody like him, right, to get shit together, so to speak. Can we get it 90 share? I don't know, Gene. It's not. I'll vote for that, right? But depends on the market, right? But yeah, to be frank, yes, he does need to indulge himself to get to the state in order for Tesla to benefit. I do think it, but more so, I mean, I'm not mad at that. I think a lot of the things he tackled right now are already being, worked on the DOJ, by the DOJ rather, and people are being held accountable. People are, heads are being chopped off, right? And feet are flying. And I mean, just give it some time. Hopefully, people will tame this nonsense with Tesla bullshit, because this is nonsense. This is far too fast. Regardless of Tesla having some bad narrative sentiment, whatever, it's all bullshit. China taking away, Tesla's lunch is bullshit, guys. I'm hearing so much nonsense recently. I'm honestly disappointed with some of the market participants, wink wink if you will, coming up with some of these conclusions. I mean, look, Tesla, we always predicted before none of this happened, before Trump was even ever elected, I predicted Tesla that Tesla will be going towards the 100. But right now, things and conditions as they stand look very bad. And I'm not in favor of that. It's also, look, in favor or not, it doesn't matter. The reality is that if the market will proceed the way it is, with the market sentiment as it is, especially regarding Tesla, yes, it's going to be extra painful. Those of you who are smart and understand Tesla's future, if things will stay as they are and get better, improve potentially, hopefully, Tesla, even at its highest price, still is considered to be in its diaper stage, right? It's basically a baby still. And its true value will be revealed within the 20 to 30 to maybe even 40 years range, in my humble opinion. Tesla is here to stay and to take humanity into the future. In fact, if we're already comparing that, Elon is like an adult who's replacing a dirty diaper on a baby, and the baby is fighting the adult while he's doing that, kicking and screaming and all sorts of crap. Elon is doing a huge favor for the entire humanity in various ways, but he's not perfect. He screwed up big time with the gaming thing. There's a lot of crap that happened recently with him. Some of the things he said, some of the behaviors he had, some of the misunderstanding by people of who he is and how, socially awkward he is. And people just, throwing shit around like monkeys. I would use that moment to reflect on what and who Elon really is, what and how Tesla will be looking like probably in the future. And I guess just, keep your eyes on the prize, right? Just calm down and focus on thinking on the next step. And when you do think about the next step, stop and think, if this is the next step, what is the next step from here, right? And then ask yourself whether Tesla at a low price is such a bad thing. Of course, again, relative, and you need to understand that at the low price, it also means probably for longer. But keep your eyes on the price. This is also why it's so important to be able to do technical analysis and truly understand what it is that's going on in the market, not to be swayed by other people or forces or talking heads in the media. Do your own analysis, rely on your own self, right? I mean, I'm saying a whole bunch of things, and I have a whole bunch of followers here, new members and whatnot, which, by the way, thank you all, you goddamn awesome YouTube mother lover legends. Now, thank you all, legit, community, those who joined the community. By the way, but a quick reminder before I forget, one slot for one empty slot for the one-on-one academy, where I teach how to do proper technical analysis and advanced tools that I don't even talk about in the lives, and only the students gain, which allows me partially to gain all that benefit. Wonderful stuff. And so, yeah, thank you for all the community members that joined. And now I really forgot what I was saying, really lost my train of thought, but no one cares, that doesn't matter. Let's go on. Bottom line is, in the community, we're talking about this Tesla thing for quite a while and ready and understand what it means. And yeah, in the long run, those who are smart will see how to, capitalize on this. Why are we stuck at 5615 level? That's a good, interesting question. I mean, apparently it already broke sense. But just because the market is coming down, no momentum, we're running out of momentum, I guess. We're not doing anything that substantial. What are we really doing? Let's look at the hourly, because that's going to give us enough of a percent. I mean, tomorrow is going to be super volatile. We'll expect a FOMC meeting, right? JP speaking, right? If I'm not mistaken. That is still my prediction with the 5800 as it was. I mean, look, technically speaking, the first stage of my prediction already worked out, right? 5700 was met. Would you agree? Cool. Yeah. Alexei, give me a second. We're just about to finish the sort of regular stuff, and we're going to get to the individual stocks, right? Right. Yeah. Just kind of wanted to check how things are looking on that front. That is inconclusive to me because it's bearish there, but kind of looks like inconclusive. I want to see what this says. So the 4 hourly is bullish and bearish. Can I get like a conclusive answer? Cheeses and Gouda, and then mozzarella and their friends. I mean, if I would have to be a gambling man, tomorrow would be more positive than negative, and that will help that sentiment that we see hidden under the surface around the daily and actually pull it up to 5800. That could be it, actually. Tomorrow could be that very exact day that will be the reason for that quick movement to the upside, and everybody's gonna get hyper excited and all that, correction canceled to the moon, market to the moon, and all that crap, and then we'll see that the monthly didn't really change and we're still on our way down. It's all just a temporary relief rally, just as I was predicting it to be. And yeah, this is still reality, whether you like it or not. Convergence. Oh shit, that's gonna be just so. Yeah. All right, let's, no ramblings today. Let's try to keep it focused. Why are we said that? Right, because it's undergoing consolidation before going up or down next. Just regular market life. Very good. Very good, Gene. I'm impressed. That is a very correct answer to that question. That is very good. Alrighty, I like that. That is a proper, yeah. Damn, nice. Very good. Gene is also a student of mine, so I'm not surprised he's giving the right answer. I'm just saying. Listening while at work. Alright, Aqua, thank you very much. I appreciate it. NVIDIA. What about NVIDIA? I kind of said everything about NVIDIA. I think we've broke down NVIDIA so many times before, and like if you just literally just watch any recent time I've mentioned NVIDIA, in fact, look below and behold, I don't need to do anything, right? I mean, we may go as high as I said we will with this pocket behavior, but it seems to be that we're breaking already without even making it to these highs that I said back to 130. This could be a gradual process. I mean, if we're going to be looking individually at Nvidia, there is still that upwards bullish momentum under the surface coming in. With the bullish momentum we have on the SPX, with this going into overbought territory, even if just temporary and short-lived, it's enough to wake up the market and give it enough of a push to 130, if you ask my humble opinion. And so subsequently, if it can do that, we will get an utter proper sort of full success of that full trade as I predicted it to work out, right? And yeah, but I wouldn't look, when it's getting too toasty, right, too close to the resistance. I personally would be out if so, even if right now temporarily so I understand it having this unpleasantry going on. I mean, yeah, all the tech stocks are looking horrible, I gotta say. It may not be able to complete that movement. I'm expecting it to make it towards the 133. It may not be able to complete that, absolutely. So I gotta acknowledge that. It is what it is. That's it. That's it about that. About Nvidia. It's looking kind of crappy because, again, a lot more bearish momentum than bullish. But then again, we saw bullish momentum on the indices, on the SPX. We are seeing some potential bullish momentum and convergence, divergence on the smaller time frames, 1 hour, our 4 hours not yet, but probably soon. Our daily is more bullish than bearish, and so that kind of makes sense. Hopefully, at least for the sake of Nvidia, it will actually retain that and make it to 130, which is not that significant, only $15, but that is what we're seeing. You also have 124.98, which is a very strong resistance level at this stage, so be aware of that. And 130 within itself on the gradual level sort of scale of things may be the next level we test. Alrighty, so that is that. And let's see, let's think. What else we want to talk about? 5 minutes away from closing. I mean, look, remember, the market tomorrow will be volatile one way or another. We kind of know the ranges on most assets we spoke about recently. Not much has changed. We still are within the confines of the very same levels. I would be highly attentive to the SPX, the indices, NASDAQ, to identify what the market is more likely to do. Of course, we may do an early live tomorrow to talk about these things and break down what the price action did and the reaction of the market overall. But yes, the plan kind of, or the prediction, the analysis didn't change at all. We still are seeing, or at least I am seeing, upwards pressure still on the vastness majority of the assets and indices still, right? Which means this is potentially maybe overturned, giving us a little bit of a short period of this relief rally, just relaxing period, giving us, if you zoom out, more of this sideways action, if you will, because lots up, lots down, lots up, lots down. We end up in the same levels. We don't do much. Then maybe completing that upwards trend that we said, maybe to 58 we said, maybe still staying within the confines of the 57 handle. But then sooner or later, which I mean sooner, I really mean sooner, that trend will deteriorate into utter nothingness and start breaking down, establishing a lower low than we had on the previous sort of impulse. And yeah, get ready. Things are going to get really, really, really sketchy and really painful in the upcoming months and, like I say, potentially years. Not too many years, but at least some years, it appears to be, roughly around 2. Again, we don't time the market. We're just roughly having an educated guesstimate. But it won't matter to our positions anyways. Because the way I do things, and I know lots of you, you're not time dependent, if you will. And so at the end of the day, we'll be able to wait a little longer, get out earlier if need be, whatever is necessary. Things about the market and lines. and he's an above average fella in my eyes. That is very nice, Gene. I'm afraid of what are the other messages you deleted. No, I'm just kidding. It's all good, brother. What are the next levels to watch out for? On what? I think I broke out down all the mentioned above. I mean, currently we're dancing around 572, right? We can see what is the current support. We understand, as I've mentioned, our resistance roughly sits between 5700 and 58. Could be that 5799, but then again, with the momentum that we're seeing, might not, right? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Right. Remember, it goes sideways for a bit, retest some of these levels, and then what we're seeing on the monthly will continue, which is, I mean, that's that, right? It's that thing that I warned you all about for a long time, right there, right, and got prolonged more than normally expected. We really spent a lot of time being bullish, and the fact that we ended up doing this will end up affecting us negatively in the upcoming sort of part of the cycle, leg of the cycle, if that is. Yeah. So get ready. Things are going to get very turbulent. Very, very, very turbulent, especially for the bulls and those who don't want to accept the fact that the market will be going very low. Very low. All assets. You cannot be against the tsunami. The tsunami will win. It's insanity to even think you may have a chance against the tsunami. Okay? It's just, I mean, even if you bring all your friends, all of them, and then some, the tsunami will still win. You better make sure you're sitting in a rescue boat. That's the only way you're gonna survive this. And that is it, boys and girls. I am gonna drop off. I know that was very, very quick, and we didn't do a lot of tickers today. I'm gonna secretly tell you that again, I'm still a little bit sick and having a bit of a toothache as well. So it's weird, right? I'm telling you, I'm just dying slowly, right? Don't worry, I'll take it. I'll get it taken care of course, probably by tomorrow. But yeah, on this note, I will invite you all to join the One-on-One Academy, in which I have just one spot left. I believe most of the members here are already members, and those who are not, of course, if you miss out, thank you, Gene, I appreciate it. Nah, not a big deal. I mean, health-wise, I was far worse throughout this last month. This is just like, regular stuff. Not that it hurts, big deal. But I believe mostly it's members here, one way or another. Whether people will watch later, I invite you to join the One-on-One Academy, in which I teach in-depth technical analysis and really how to digest and understand and comprehend the current market, so you're not lost or reliant on any talking heads or anyone, and you're truly independent in your analysis process and decision-making process. It is basically a 10 to 12 session sort of process ish, right? What else? Yeah, sign up, because it's gonna get locked. There's one spot, actually. There's one spot. Those who don't think they find this necessary, although in my humble opinion, it's the same thing as saying, I only drive once a year, so I don't need a driver's license. That's utter insanity. Everyone and anyone who has anything to do with the stock market, any form of investment, trading, whatever you're doing, you need to have the tools to be able to assess and understand what the market's behavior is dictating, saying, and how it works, what are the rules, what are the mechanisms. Otherwise, you're basically flying blind. As you can see, as I've been warning about these things ahead of time, before most of these events even came to fruition, to make these things happen, right? And so now they're happening, but still I was able to predict them through technical analysis. So it must not be all that smoke signals like people say, voodoo, whatever, rain dancing. I was able to predict COVID top, COVID bottom, the rally, all of it. The only thing I got wrong is how high that rally took us, which I was far more correct about predicting it when I did in advance, actually years in advance if you look at this objectively, right? So people who tell you that the market cannot be predicted or read into just don't know how to do that. And of course, they'll tell you that's impossible. Of course, it's possible, but it's just hard. And so I teach the skill set to be able to do that. Whoever wants to join, DM me, join my Patreon, join my Discord, let me know that you're interested, and we'll have a call. I'll answer your questions, so you'll be able to actually do it on your own and not be dependent on anyone. That's it, boys and girls. Today we're gonna adjourn this meeting. Like I said, I'm not really feeling real well. It's kind of difficult to speak. Leo, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, everybody here, join the Discord, join the Patreon. That is the access doorway, if you will. You go to Patreon, you join in, you make a subscription. All the tiers right now are 50% discounted. No need to deal with any promo codes or bullshit. They're just automatically discounted. Don't miss out, if you will. They will be going, back to normal prices. Only the people who were retroactively in these groups and those who signed up will retain this price, and everybody else will have to pay a higher price, right? So only the sort of loyal members and people who the early birds get the worm, basically, right? As we see. Alrighty, boys and girls, time to adjourn this call. I will see you in the community today, tomorrow, and the rest of the week. We are having a couple of really important member meetings coming up. Though, thank you for those who stayed this long, and this is your bonus. You'll be informed that very, very shortly, I believe this week we might have this meeting that we've been planning, and we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Get ready. It's probably going to be a long meeting, right, with a lot of nonsensical hangout stuff as well in between. So get ready for that. Definitely join the Patreon, join the Discord, so you can ask me questions live instead of writing love letters to one another. In the time being, boys and girls, have a good morning, good night, good afternoon, happy Easter. Actually, now it's Happy St. Patrick's Day or whatever you need to say, or cheers, I guess. So enjoy your St. Patrick's Day, everyone, as well, if you're celebrating and all that beautiful stuff. I think Alan said eat corned beef, right? That's the thing. But definitely have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow or on the next one. Peace for now. Bye-bye.